What's up guys, Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. By the time you guys are watching this video, I am going to be in Paris, France for the Paris Open, but I know I'm probably gonna be busy checking out those sweet Paris shows with Kai Watanabe and all other sorts of TFT players. So I thought, hey, if I don't have time to record, I am going to pre-record a bunch of videos so that I can have these come out for you guys and still have uploads for you guys while I'm in Paris. So yeah, I will very likely have some videos recorded while I'm in Paris as well here. So, you know, we'll... and in a few days, you guys will probably get a weird POV shift of me like in my hotel room. So that'll be fun. We are watching eusolucas today because one, eusolucas is Masters, one of the players who's already hit Masters, which is very, very solid. And two, Lucas played a comp that I'm really curious about. It's one of these Reroll comps that's kind of cropped up recently that I have not that much data on. I've seen it do really well. I got wrecked by Mortdog playing around this unit a little bit, interestingly enough, on Mort's climb, who Mort's been playing a lot of games actually at the start of the set, which is really cool to see. And yeah, we're just gonna very likely just angle into this comp from this, which is a crazy spot, I think, to angle into it. So we're going to take the Darken Bow here. If you guys have not played around these new Darken artifacts, I would say the Darken Bow is one of the most consistent ones. It's one of the best ones. It just says auto attack a bunch, do a bunch of damage based on your AD. So yeah, just auto attack a bunch and then shoot these arrows, which do damage based on your AD, your basic attack damage. So it's every auto attack champion's dream. Oftentimes you see this played on stuff like Kindred, but you'll actually see, yeah, Lucas here team planner out and say from rip, I am going to play towards Demacia Vayne here, which is, it's just so interesting. I think, early on in set, people thought, Vayne is just an absolute trash 3-cost unit. And nowadays, people have kind of realized this Vayne unit is kind of a crank, especially, as other units have gotten nerfed. She's really risen to the forefront as a very nice item carry with these attack speed items, the Krakens, the Gwinsus of the world. And the Darken Bow is, another perfect example of those type of items. He also throws in the Loris and the Caitlyn into the team planner. Those guys just have really nice inbuilt synergy. Obviously, you have the long shot for the Vayne, and then Loris can pair up with the Xinjiao for Warden and get yourself everybody's favorite trait, Piltover, onto the board. So really nice stuff. Just a board that fits very nicely. And we'll see to the extent that we, reroll all this stuff. I have seen people talk about the fact that you can roll for Loris 3 on this board here. He's actually checking out Vayne itemization and seeing, interestingly enough, with okay, I mean, I don't know if you want to look too deeply at this. It has a 13 game sample size here, so let's take these stats with a grain of salt, but it does say IE is better than Gwinsu. I think I would just build the Gwinsu personally, because that has a real sample, and 13 games is a little low for my taste. But hey, you're the TFT pro. I'm just the guy making the video. So we will see what happens here. But he started off with the bow. I think that is one of the most important factors when you are considering playing into this kind of comp. Had he not started with the bow, I think for sure he would not have taken this line. But he knows, I have the bow, I can actually play towards it and actually force it, which is really interesting. Just because these days, most people don't think of this set and this, patch as a reroll heavy set. In previous reroll heavy sets, you would certainly see people say 2-1. I'm going to, force this 3-cost reroll comp from a kind of sketchy start. So I'm interested to see how well he does from this hard force spot, especially because we still have not found the Vayne yet. We are stuck item carrying a Jin 1 right now, though he is a pretty nice setup. Nothing too wrong here. Oh, I also just realized that I realized that Lucas had the streamer mode on for himself, but I just realized he has it on for everyone else. So apparently Panny Andrew is somebody else in this lobby. Duck Bill. I'm looking at the chat, which you guys can't see, so sorry. Panny Andrew, by the way, I feel like I don't know, I see him in a lot of these high elo lobbies. That guy's a TFT grinder. He's not just a TFT TikToker, but he is just a TFT TikToker. But he's not just a TFT TikToker. Draven here even gets skipped over here. Lucas just locked in on this game plan here because, you know, Draven can use similar items here, but just going to get that 5 Demacia in here, move these items over to the Vayne here. And yeah, our game plan is almost fully online at this point. We have the Jarvan as well. The really nice thing about this comp is you can obviously get to the Galio later, who is, I would say, one of the more underplayed 5 costs, just because you know, you're not often playing around Demacia these days. It's just not a very common setup. He is actually, wow, going to make the IE here. So he says, you know what, the IE should be still pretty good onto this Vayne unit. She's an auto attack based unit, but she's also a spell based unit, so she's kind of this weird style unit. And I mean, the IE, I'm actually, let's do a quick just explore stats check on Vayne 3 with 3 items. I'm actually really curious to see where just IE lands in general. It's not bad. Yeah, I mean, the stats actually really like something like, I mean, the stats say you need a Krakens, but the stats actually say IE is a better delta. Let's move back to last patch for a little more sample here. Yeah, it's actually like totally fine here, and something I will say, basically every build does have a Gwynsu's in it. It's very frequently built, but I think probably just for the reason of you do need attack speed. But I mean, he's gonna try it without the Gwynsu's here, so we will see how Lucas's game goes. You know, giving up the attack speed from the Gwynsu's Rage Blade. But yeah, you can see here this Vayne unit, kind of a crank. Just even at 1 star, she does a ton of damage. One of these units that is just so item reliant, right? Getting this triple item setup onto her, I think, is going to put us into an amazing spot for stage 3. Next augment here. I mean, it's certainly not middle or left here. I don't know how good focus fire really is. I mean, this stuff does all scale with her AD, so I guess it's fine. I'm not like jumping out of bed for it, but I think it's okay. Yeah, he's just kind of like talking through like, is this actually good here? And I guess his answer is yes. I mean, to be fair, Demacia is kind of a stall comp, right? You know, the stats that it gives is armor and MR. So he's just saying, yeah, you know, and thank you for hovering that. I'm locked into Lucas's mind here. But yeah, because our trait gives us so much tank stats, and we can play for these longer fights and just have Vayne kind of go crazy, stack up the Kraken, stack up the focus fire here, and just become a monster here. This is the cool thing about this comp. Now, it's not easy to get to Galio by any means, but you can, you know, go for 3-star units to accelerate your ability to get to Galio. I want to actually see what level he does opt to roll for. I've seen people talk about the fact that you should roll on level 8 so that you can pick up stuff like the Garens and the Luxes. So yeah, I want to see how Lucas plays kind of the tempo of this comp, because I mean, this is a comp I am hesitant to first time it in the TFT Paris Open, because I will have 0 reps on it by then. I don't think I'm going to get a rep on it before then, but it's a pretty straightforward comp to play, and I do think it is quite strong when you end up in a spot for it. And I do think the Darken Bow, a great spot to play into it. You see, I mean, look at that. We just clear a Diana. We talked yesterday about how strong this Diana board is, and Vayne just blows her right off the map. I mean, it's nutty, but I mean, I mean, it just goes to show the power of this comp. There is Garen on Carousel just for Garen here. So yeah, I'm down to take Garen for Garen here. Accelerate our ability to get to 7 Demacia. I'm also, so like, I guess the other really nice thing is level 8, you can fit everything. So this may just be a level 8. I mean, I want to see how he plays it. This may very well be, I guess it's Caliber Nets, right? I don't think the other ones are very good for your spot. You definitely prefer a Blast Shield. I feel like Blast Shield goes crazy in this comp. Gives you a bunch of armor and MR to, or, you know, Demacia gives you a bunch of armor and MR to scale up the HP from Blast Shield. So that sounds really juicy. But level 8, you can fit everything, right? Because once you get to Galio, you only have to field 6 Demacian units to field 7 Demacia. And then you can field the low risk plus the Caitlyn. So yeah, I imagine this is actually one of those weird 3-cost reroll comps where you kind of have to push 8 and then roll your 3 costs, as opposed to, you know, rolling them on 7 here. But we will see. We will see. And there is always a world where, you know, if you do hit stuff like the Xinjiao 3, like the Poppy 3, like the Vayne 3, that can just accelerate your star level enough to get to Galio. He has no level requirement because 12 star level is a pretty high star level requirement, but, you know, certainly doable. And yeah, I mean, going to be an easy 5 streak. I mean, just frontline plus Vayne equals G. geez. He does pick up an extra Poppy here. So thinking about ideas of Poppy 3 here. Yeah, still kind of saying like even if I do 3-star everything here, it's still going to be, a while until I hit that stuff. Whereas, pushing level 8 and just picking up just a Garen 2 plus a Lux would make it there. So we'll see where we end up. Does pick up a bow here. So, maybe that could, oh my God, that's Garen Lux already. We're still 1 star level off, I think. And we are going to roll at 7 here. Okay. So it is a level 7 reroll comp in his estimation here. Does pick up the Vayne 2 here. And is just going to field it like this. So yeah, you can also just fit it on 7. Oh, I'm stupid. You just fit it on 7 like this. As long as you have 4, 5 of the units 2-starred. I mean, 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 12. Go figure. Okay, so he opts to roll on 7 here. Okay, honestly, the more I look at this, yeah, I mean, why don't you just roll on 7 in this comp? You do need to find, you literally just need Lux 1, Garen 1. Now it becomes kind of interesting because he does get an extra slot though. So we'll see here. Max build. I'm not actually sure why he hovers that. I don't think our other options are great. I guess we have to look at it. I really don't love all these options though. He sees explosive growth and is, Staff Smith? Really? Gets JG Spark here. The Staff Smith for, I guess the Galio. Okay, all right. The JG Spark onto the Galio here. Let's see what this guy can do with these items. It actually does pretty good damage here. All right, I think this is my first time watching this Demacia comp, but I think we also have to do a Galio items check here. So 7 Demacia, Galio here. I have not, okay, let's go to last patch as well so we get a little bit more sample here. The Spark looks great. The JG actually looks pretty good. So you can actually throw like AP. Certainly looks like more tank style items go onto him, but you can go Clapio build here. Hodge, JG, Titans, that kind of stuff. Okay. All right, we are back. I accidentally closed out the VOD, but we are back. Okay, so honestly, I'm learning a lot from watching this VOD. I do these VOD reviews when I know the comp really well to educate you guys, and when I don't know the comp really well to educate myself and you guys. So, GG's. All right, we are still... all of that hubbub about the Galio items, and he does just say, you know what, these items kind of suck, and just reforges them, and says, you know what, Galio with AP items really not doing that much. So then, I guess his thought is just like getting more items onto the board is better than having to like do something like, taking max cap, and like, what are we going to do with that really? The dupes are not that relevant in a, a reroll style comp. The only upside is we could just make like random Garen 2, I guess, and the rerolls would be a little bit chill, but I digress. Vayne here, almost 12,000 damage. A lot of it true damage from Vayne's ability, and then a lot of other stuff just coming from the Darkened Bow, just coming from her auto attack and doing damage. You can see why this is a comp that people are actually starting to rate quite highly, and I feel like it's quite underrated. We'll see, when this video comes out. We do also... That is a Gwynsu if we want it. So would you ever move items over? The problem is, are we really going to be stuck with an IE plus a DB onto Caitlyn? That sounds pretty horrifying, if I do say so myself. All right, is just gonna chill on these components for now here. No Galio items, no nothing. All right, so we're just gonna chill here with these being our items, tank items onto Garen, and gonna wait to craft last items. These are heal cut components. That is something that we are severely lacking at this point in the game. So could build towards Morello. Actually, all 3 of our components are heal cut components, though. Belt for 2 of them and bow for 1 of them. So not like they all build out of different items, but all good. Only 5 Vaynes, by the way. I would say, we high rolled nicely on augments and the fact that we picked up some of these Demacians. But actually, and ooh, look at this. Wow, possibly Kindred Fiddle. That's very strange to me. But says the utility added by these 5 costs is actually better than playing 7 Demacia. I don't know if I really agree, but it's certainly worth thinking about. It's an interesting thought here. I would think if you were going to play something, it would have been the Loris plus something else. Like Loris Shiv or something like that. I feel like could actually put us into a good spot, though. I guess you can't really field both here without, like, you wouldn't end up getting the Warden part of Loris. All right. continuing to roll here for everything. Do pick up. It'll be interesting to see if he wants to make. So he wants to make heal cut, and yeah, he is going to make Last Whisper. Okay, because Vayne does deal true damage, but you know she's not completely true. Ooh, look at this, just full AD on the Vayne, just saying we want to maximize the amount of AD she has for Darkened Bow here. Going to make Morello onto Galio here. We were looking at, remember, in the stats here, the stats on Morello Galio look really, really nice because he does have this really, really cool kind of AoE ability. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense onto him. It's that's very cool actually. And also, wow, the Vayne 3 kind of out of nowhere. Where did all those Vaynes come from? Yeah, I mean, just one of those, just a Vayne wave. Sometimes you're on a Vayne wave, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Gonna continue to play around this Kindred here. I gotta say, I don't really get the Kindred on the board just as a threat, just making your board, I guess, you know, tankier with her ults. But I mean, hey, if it works, it works. I won't. Don't knock it till you try it, I guess. The Vayne doing fantastic work here now that she is 3-star, and yeah, this unit is just a monster. 69 HP here for our hero. And yeah, I mean, the spot is starting to look really nice. You can move the Adapticone over to the Galio here to get him to cast faster, and then just put the pure tank items onto Garen. And yeah, the Shyvana actually fits in as a pretty nice just random +1 on this board. So yeah, he ended up pivoting out of 7 Demacia. I've seen a lot of people do this, you know, drop down to 7 Demacia. I guess the other really nice thing about Galio is when he does his grand entrance, he probably heal cuts as well with the Morello. Okay, Morello sounds kind of broken on this unit, I will say. I have not built it on him before, but I do think that makes sense. Gonna cut the Kaylin at this point. So painful actually for me, just because you know, it feels so free to get Piltover in on this board, but he's gonna opt to go to greener pastures here and just play this this Kaisa, who can cap a little bit higher here. I want to see. It's gonna be so hard to see, but yeah, this unit is. Well, he's all of these units I believe were heal cut here. So yeah, he does spread it with his entrance. That's really, really nice. I mean, it makes sense. It is, you know, damage that is attributed to the Galio, so it makes perfect sense. But that's wow. So yeah, always throw your Morello on this comp onto Galio. Don't throw it onto some random like Luxor or something like that, because he is gonna do great work with it. All right, just looking to kind of finish out some of these last few items. Last item onto Kindred here, and then we also have last item on Galio eventually. You can theoretically unlock Silas on this board, but I think this is one of those setups where maybe can doesn't mean should, because if you sell your Garen to, who is going to be your main frontline, it's going to take you a while to get that back. Yeah, I think this is maybe a don't actually unlock Silas and play him, but you know, maybe if you find a trillion gold in your pocket and you say, okay, I could sell my Garens and find him. I mean, he doesn't even fit that nicely on the board, because you're kind of always just playing Garen Jarvan because it's free to defender. You do have the Arcanist factor, and maybe you could have 4 defender later with something, but it's a little bit awkward, I would say. I think this variant that we're playing is very, very nice and works totally fine here. But yeah, top 4 locked in, and a dominant top 4 as well. We are just kind of clearing people. Rotate into a pretty capped Annie board here. We'll see how our board does into theirs. I mean, if we clear this Annie board, then I'm ready to say this Vayne comp's broken. And honestly, it's not looking close at all. Wow, that was a dominating fight from the Vayne board. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Well, easy dub for Lucas here, and I mean, the game might be an easy dub as well. All right, I am convinced. If I see this Darkened Bow augment and I have a bow start, I am forcing Vayne as well, because this lady is she's a monster. She is actually just a monster here. All right. Level coming soon to a theater near you. I guess we're taking Spirit Visage for the Galio here. Nope, we're gonna take Kraken and then move LW. Oh, wait, actually, honestly, maybe it should have always been there. Same idea as the Morello. Throw the LW onto Galio, and then he spreads it. The only problem is he takes a little while to actually enter. Same thing with the Morello, but I feel like that's a little bit more relevant with the LW. But still, he does apply it to this huge clump of units when he does come down. I mean, I see it. I see where you're coming from, Lucas, and I like what you're putting down here. Gonna level for the Teemo here. Yeah, honestly, quick strike. Okay, we can just play Lucian Senna, right? We don't have to do any of this crazy stuff anymore, right? Yeah, just play Lucian Senna. Don't worry too much about this stuff. Pick up the Galio pair here, and we will, yeah, just cap out the board. Hopefully by finding some some upgrades, or honestly, maybe just end the game before then, because our board has been doing fantastic work. This Garen is just so tanky, the Vayne just does so much damage. Yeah, it's just the board. Her sheer single target is not enough for any board to keep up with. So, wow, just a dominating win from eusolucas here. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch, Metafy, all the links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, as always.